There's a sequence in The Phantom Menace, which always stood out to me, and I always thought it was foreshadowing, and it never was seen through in the films when Anakin talks about having a dream that he returned to free all the slaves. And that's a story that I think I would love to see that one being told, because of course you could work in Kitster and Wald, but also because I felt like that was a strong piece of foreshadowing. And I really thought that in Attack of the Clones or Revenge of the Sith, there would be a scene of Anakin coming back to free the slaves. And that just never played into his future, at least as far as the storytelling has taken us this far. But, take that back to the writer's room. See what George says about that. Maybe.
And to tie it into season 4. I mean, I actually thought during the Slaver arc that might have been one of the motivators behind that story that we saw, where Anakin was confronted with slavery again, and that he was going to free them, which he did free them. At the end of the day, they were freed.
Yeah, I think in a way it works more in an ironic sense, which is he says he's going to be doing this, but in the end he becomes one of the great enslavers of the galaxy, but in the end he kind of brings freedom not just to his son, but to everybody by finally overthrowing the Emperor, So he has to go on this kind of very long journey to realize his ultimate destiny. And, when he says that, I'm going to come back and free all the slaves, why is he saying that? He's so young. It's almost like he doesn't understand the gravity of what he's saying in that moment. I don't disagree with you. When I first saw it, I thought, well, there's an opportunity there, but obviously things went in different directions. I mean, there was so much ground to cover in the prequels. I think there is a lot of, though, I'm very careful with Tatooine, especially regarding Anakin, because I don't think it's a place that he likes to go back to. There was a lot of debate about that in the original Clone Wars movie arc when we were sending Anakin back to Tatooine, and we were like, ooh, I don't think we should really be doing that. Because of his mother and everything that happened there.
I love that he went back to Tatooine in that movie, though. I really do.
Yeah, it worked out. I appreciate that, because I think that means we made it work.
Yeah, totally.
But I think in the end, I've always wanted to put a line in there where he's like, that's the last place I would ever want to go, which helps you understand why Obi-Wan thinks it's a good place to hide these kids. I think that I was talking about that with Matt Miktovitz, one of my writers, the other day about Tatooine and about Owen Lars, actually, and his take on the whole thing and what those things that he says, about Obi-Wan and about, you should have got, when Obi-Wan says you should have got met some damn fool ideas to crusade like your father did. We talked about those things and when those conversations happened and what they were relating to. So, we do try to work out bigger portions of the timeline, even when they don't necessarily appear in the show, just to have kind of a big frame of reference for, what did all those things they said in the movie mean, especially when they're referencing our time period. So we try to be careful with that. But yeah, I'm glad you liked it. It's very hard. We like adding the scene where Ahsoka asks him about his past and he doesn't want to talk about it.
Exactly.
You kind of start to get the idea that when he's there, he's pretty on edge. Hey, this is Dave Filoni of Star Wars: The Clone Wars, and you are listening to Rebel Force Radio.